Now.
It's 7 a.m.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico.
For 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I don't know, nor do you. But I don't know. Maybe we haven't seen enough of Cooper Rush to say he just stinks. Maybe Cooper Rush is okay. Maybe the world is run today by Cooper Rush and Tua Tagovailoa and Jim Garoppolo. I don't know. Maybe the more you watch the National Football League, the less you know. Wow, again. Maybe we're going to sit here every Monday for the next 15 weeks and just say, wow, football really is that cool, both on Sundays and on Saturdays. I don't know. Maybe the Lobo defense is pretty legit, and they're not as bad as you want to tell me, too. I don't know. Maybe we're going to have some real good conversation today about what went down over this weekend. Good morning to you, Merry Monday. Boy, do we got a lot going on. Cowboy fan, how you living? A lot better than you were a Monday ago. Bronco fans, squeak, squeak, squeak. Ram fans, squeak, squeak, squeak. Raider fan, what the hell was that? Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How you living?
I think a lot of us, as the week went on, warmed up to the idea of Cooper Rush. Like, we get it. He's a backup quarterback. Let's not make this bigger than it is. Let's not try to talk ourselves over the ledge or off the ledge. And it was a situation where the second half, that was a team that has offense struggles regardless right now of the quarterback. But they have a defense that is going to compete with anyone in this league. And sometimes that all it takes is manage yourself into a situation to win a game. And Cooper Rush did that.
Cooper Rush has joined some insanely elite company, at least for the interim. You know, I always ask you, who's the only one who's undefeated? And it's Father Time. Cooper Rush is undefeated as starting quarterback of the National Football League. Just saying he's 2-0. As a starting quarterback of the National Football League. You can call Cooper Rush Father Time if you want, or Brother Time if you prefer. Or Uncle Time. You okay with Uncle Time until he gets beat? Uncle Time.
I have a feeling that we might see a repeat team on losers this week as well.
Yeah. So it's crazy on my loser. Well, the winners list was a little tougher for me than the losers list. My top three biggest losers of the week and the top three winners of the week. Top three winners. I'll tell you. I mean, you start looking through what some of these teams did in the franchises that feel that they turned the corner this week. Whether it was the Dolphins or the Jets or the Lions or the Giants. Or dare I say, well, I'll get there later. The endings were insane again. The comebacks were insane again. Tua Tagovailoa threw 6 touchdown passes and beat not the Panthers, not the Jets, they beat the Ravens on the road. That is legitimizing a win as any win that we have seen in the first 2 weeks of the season. Do you disagree with that?
I don't. 3 teams yesterday overcame 13-point deficits.
The Jets and the Dolphins, yeah.
And for the Dolphins, it was 3 scores, 21 points to overcome. But that's just in this game
and then the
why fans at times don't understand it and why it's so entertaining is because there's zero reason that should have been a game if you're looking at it from...
You're talking about the Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it from a Ravens fan standpoint, like how does the defense fall asleep? Because you know what? Who never sleeps? Speed never sleeps. You make one mistake against speed, it's over.
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I thought the play at the end zone, the fumble. You think the Ravens want that touchdown that they gave away? Now I thought it was a touchdown the first time. I thought Lamar was in the first time, even with review. I thought he was in, and then they fumble the 4th down snap and they get nothing. All right, we got. I mean, I can't wait to just go through game after game. Plus, what happened on Saturday? Lobos win 27-10 out of University Stadium, and dare I say, a dominating performance against the UTEP Miners. Now you're going to say, Jeff, their offense is what it is, and we'll have this conversation. I'm going to tell you that the Lobos dominated the Miners, and the turnovers and the Miner defense played well too. But the Lobo defense is good. Not just like the Lobo defense is nice. The Lobo defense, I think, is good. And look, this when we sit here a week from today, and LSU may have their way with them, right? LSU is a different beast. I think we know that this is a team that's trying to figure themselves out at the Mountain West level, and LSU is an SEC team that let's see what happens. But I think the Lobos go in and at times hold their own on Saturday. But we'll have this conversation throughout the week. But that defense is good. And I know they gave up, 300-something yards, and there was 75 of them on one chunk play. But that play was erased by their defense when A.J. Halsey made, to me, what was the biggest play of the game. JJ, I think their defense is good. We'll talk to Danny Gonzalez coming up at 8 o'clock this morning in regards to where they are offensively and how they get better, because they have to get better. They ran the ball at times well. You saw some glimpses of Nate Jones and Christian Washington. But they gave up, what was it, 200 and I want to say 50 or 353 yards of offense, and again 75 on the one chunk. I don't know what you took out of it. Lobos are 2-1. They dominated a team that was a 7-win team last year, and while the game probably was closer than, I don't know, JJ, I thought it should have been in the second half. I don't know that you ever felt uncomfortable, did you?
Because it's no longer, I think. It is, this defense is good. You don't have to put, I think, in front of that sentence anymore. This defense is very good at the University of New Mexico. And because it was a second half where the offense goes into neutral, it's going to happen a lot this year because there's no downfield presence on this Lobo football team. You know, talk about a game manager, that's Miles Kendrick. Just making sure his team's not in a bad position in the second half when all they could muster up was 56 yards of total offense until that final drive where Nate Jones scored a touchdown.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's probably right. So how do they get better? And we'll talk to Danny because they're going to have to score some more points throughout the year. There's teams on their schedule like UNLV is and I'll continue to tell you this throughout the year, and I've told you this a number of times. UNLV is probably the most improved team in this league. They put a pumping on North Texas on Saturday afternoon. Lost to a Cal team that damn near beat Notre Dame and South Bend the other day. So UNLV is good. I think San Diego State, while they got beat handily at Utah, I think you realize they're pretty good. Fresno State's pretty good. Air Force, and look, how about what Wyoming did on Friday night? Wyoming beats Air Force. Did you see that coming?
No.
So there's no easy ones in this league. And by the way, you're not good enough to have any easy ones. But I thought that was a good win. I also thought, JJ, overall, for a feel-good, you said last week they had to win this. Like this was, I don't know if it was a kind of got a win game or a must-win game, but you said for the season to continue in the optimism and the progression, you kind of felt they had to win. They did, and it was relatively convincing.
They're going to be gone the next 2 weeks. They're going to be underdogs the next two games. They're going to be underdogs at UNLV.
Well, they'll be underdogs pretty much the rest of the way. I mean, I don't know where I think they're going to be favorites.
Not a lot of people are going to wrap their head around them being underdogs against UNLV because they've taken that step forward.
Deal with that.
We've talked about, and that's where both these teams are right now. They're better. And it's always tough because this is a weekend where you can say, hey, let's go, shock the world, but it's not going to be a good day against LSU.
Well, all right.
So you just got to understand that, and then as you said, look the rest of the way. You got the Aggies, you got your Mountain West opponents, and the opportunity is there for this team to grab 6 wins. It is there with the way this defense is playing.
Because of that game. All right, how do you feel about their offense? And Miles made one mistake, 13 of 19 for 111 with the one interception. They ran the ball for 188 yards. Nate Jones had 83. Christian Washington had 57. Sherrod White came on and gave you good goal line numbers, 8 for 21, and he scored the touchdown. but throwing the ball, how do they get the ball into the hands of Jordan Porter? He only had 2 catches for 13 yards. Luke Weissong, 5 for 37. How do you get it out? Do you believe you have playmakers?
To me, it feels a lot like the Dallas Cowboys with
Okay.
Cooper Rush.
All right. And manage it. And rely on that defense.
Because-
Don't make mistakes.
The offense has to run through Nate Jones, Sherrod White, and Christian Washington. Those are 3 playmakers in the backfield.
Okay.
But how do you build off that, creating downfield opportunities? Because I don't think these guys are winning constantly downfield. And you just can't rely on, we're taking 11 deep shots every game.
How about the defense with 7 turnovers? I just thought Gavin Hardison came into that game. He had not given the ball away. He was intercepted 3 times. They got 1 late. They forced 3 fumbles. They sacked the quarterback. Cody Moon, I thought Cody Moon was terrific. I'm looking forward to having this conversation with Danny Gonzalez. And I asked George this on the broadcast, and I hope some of you watch it and enjoy it. For you, who's defensive player of the game? I mean, Cody Moon had 11 tackles and 2 sacks.
Is it
right?
A.J. Halsey?
To me, it is. So to me, it is.
The play that he made to chase down on the second play of the second half.
Yes, Tyron Smith.
Would have been a 76-yard touchdown,
Yeah.
and that could have flipped the game. Like, UTEP could have gone
No
on
doubt.
and won that game.
doubt.
And then a freshman who's only playing because your second best defensive player looks like he's out for the season with a knee injury.
That's Tavian Combs.
Tavian Combs runs it down and forces a fumble at the goal line.
All right, so he had 2 forced fumbles. He had an interception, and that play. So George said, "Oh, it's Cody Moon," and I said, "Partner, you're going to go with the stats, or are you going to go with what our eyes showed us?" And Cody Moon was great. And honestly, Jarek Reed was really good. They threw at Jarek Reed all day. And Jarek Reed was, I kept asking George on the broadcast, what did they see on tape? Because they're throwing at the all-conference safety, over and over and over again, and Jarek Reed was terrific in coverage. But to me, A.J. Halsey made the 2 biggest plays of the game. Well, the biggest play. How about that? The number 1 biggest play of the game. When he chased down Tyron Smith at the goal line. And then he had the interception. He had another forced fumble. I thought he was unbelievable. Now, that's on a defense that was terrific. The secondary, to me, played really, really well. You're going to say, Jeff, they had a receiver who had 183 yards. Yeah, he was targeted, I want to say 18 times, 19 times. You got those numbers, I think. But 8 receptions for 183 for Tyron Smith. You forced Gavin Hardison to throw the ball 46 times, 45 times, because of the way you were shutting down the run. They only ran the ball for 54 yards. They threw for 299, 75 on that 1 chunk. Oh, and by the way, it was erased by A.J. Halsey. I'm looking forward to talking to Danny about that, because I thought Halsey was... JJ, the difference on a defense of difference makers. Rico Hanna was really good. He had the pick 6. The pick 6 that Rico Hanna had, that was made by Jarek Reed. Jarek Reed is the one who got in there and broke up the pass and popped it up in the air.
Yes, right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. We got so much to get into today. Aggie fan. All right, that's over. They got just pumped at Wisconsin over the weekend. Now things kind of settled down for you. If you want to get in, you can. 505-246-0610. That's the phone number and the text line. NFL Cowboy fan, how you feeling? Bronco fan, you got away with a win. Viking fan, you go tonight. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter, it's _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, you can watch the show there. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks. It's the OD in the AM. And you can watch on Comcast Channel 26. When we get back, let's get through the NFL. I want to talk about that Ravens game. The Rams hold on. Ram it. And the Niners quarterback for the rest of the way is Jim Garoppolo. Crazy how things happen. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs.
What a moment for that young man! There it is, on the way!
Whoa.
That's not smooth.
Are we doing it again? We're running it backwards. We're going to run it in a half.
How about them Cowboys?
We want to run like the first half, then the second half. We want to put in some music. What do you want to do? Yeah, how are you back there? Good morning, A-Marie.
Hi.
Hey, Marie's producing on the radio side.
Sorry.
You okay today? Should I not say that? Should I say it was a ghost?
No, it's my fault.
All right, yeah. How you doing back there?
I'm
How was your football weekend?
It was fun. Good call on Saturday.
Oh, that's
I
kind
watched
of you.
the broadcast.
Did you watch it?
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Actually got a lot of really nice. You know what the good part
It's
is?
fun football, though.
When people don't tell you how when somebody's always gonna tell you when you get minimal people telling you suck. I think you did all right. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
Nobody tells you you did a nice job, so thank you. And thank you. Actually, I got a lot of texts, so thank you. It was fun. I love working with George. We had a fun game to do, and the Lobos were winners, 27-10. I saw Robert Portnoy down at halftime, and he says, "How's the call going?" I said, "It's fun when it's fun." Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? It's fun when it's fun. And Rob's called, obviously, a lot of games over the years, especially on the football side, as the voice of the Lobos, where it's not so fun. And JJ, you've done a million post-game shows and pre-game shows when it's not very fun, and we've sat here on a lot of Mondays when it hasn't been very fun. It's fun when it's fun. And you said this, and I heard you on the post-game show, and you couldn't be more right. Enjoy it. Stop sending me the texts. Well, you can send all you want. I don't care. But if you really feel it, well, they sucked and the crowd wasn't good enough, and you're just digging for the negatives, and man, why do you even watch sports? And you said this on the post-game show, and I couldn't agree with you more. You spend more time as a fan. You don't win. You don't get the results you want, especially as a Lobo football fan. Why would you be a sports fan if you can't enjoy a 27-10 victory over a rival?
Enjoy the moment you can. There'll be there's time to break it all down. That's what the rest of the week was for. But you're a Lobo fan Saturday night, walking out of that stadium, driving home, thinking about that performance. Enjoy it because your team created 7 turnovers.
That's right. That's right. I guess a quarterback who hadn't turned it over, and they played Oklahoma, by the way. That team they played Oklahoma, New Mexico State, and North Texas. So a top 10 team, a good Conference USA team, and New Mexico State. And they were 7th in the nation in first downs. They moved the football, right? Now, they struggled scoring going in, UTEP did, and they continue to struggle scoring. That wasn't, everybody, they're horrible, they stink. Okay, why is it if you beat them, they stink? Like, why can't you just accept it and enjoy it and have fun with it, and you had a good win. You had a good game. Enjoy it, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You think the New York Jets cared that they beat Jacoby Brissett? No, they cared that they scored twice in the final 2 minutes, recovered an onside kick, and won a football game in unbelievable fashion.
Unbelievable, by the way.
Because Joe Flacco is the new old gunslinger with a performance out of nowhere. Kidding me?
You guys all hated Joe Flacco. Y'all told me Joe Flacco was crap. Y'all told me Cooper Rush was no good.
Get in line. There's a whole lot of crow for a whole lot of people to eat this morning with some of these quarterback performances.
In 1 week, right? And go ahead, overreact today. I mean, that's what it is. You can overreact. Coming up at 7:30, I'm going to
because people love it.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off on that one, Jeff,
No.
but people love it, especially with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
This is what you signed up for. You want to go guarantee a quarterback $203 million? We can play 11 games without him and see how that goes for a team.
And by the way, how's your stud new kicker doing? Boy, he's got a hell of a leg, huh? Would have been nice for him to kick that extra point. Tommy, overreact. How you living?
Pretty good, guys. It's been a while since I called in.
Yeah.
Been busy doing some stuff. I'm not going to overreact.
Come on, overreact.
To what happened with the Cowboys. I'm happy with the win, but it still is, I'm hard on my team. It is what it is, but it was a solid win. I think the defense is playing really good football right now, giving up 17 a game.
Yep.
I just don't think offensively they can do very much. I think their game planning is kind of, even with Cooper Rush, it's kind of, he won't lose you many games. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but, I want to see.
What did you want him to do with Cooper Rush out there? Do you want him just to open that thing up? Like, how crazy did you want him to get yesterday?
I thought the game plan for him was to be conservative and run the football more and get the ball into Pollard and Zeke's hand and see what that offensive line was going to do. So I thought the game plan was pretty good. And then that defense the defense is playing really well. I can't even complain about the defense for the first 2 games of the ball, really.
Can't.
I've always said 20 or less a game you allow, and if you score 30 or more a game, you should win. So it's just, getting the offense going. I am about the Cowboys. I always think the problem is Jerry Jones. But, Cooper played well. I mean, he's played well the times he's gotten a chance to play. And I had a buddy tell me, do you think it's going to be one of the Tony Romo Dak Prescott situation? I go, no, because when that happened, Tony Romo's at the end of his career. Dak is coming in. He wasn't coming in to be a starter. They drafted him in the 6th round, I think, 5th or 6th. He was being the backup, and it just was a magic thing that happened with him. And I don't think, I think when Dak's healthy, they owe him too much money, number one. He's going to be the starter again.
Of course
but I think,
he is.
Rush has just got to. Huh?
Of course he is. Of course he is. Like even if Cooper Rush goes 4-0, it's Dak's team when he gets back.
Yeah, he just owed too much money. I mean, Romo's situation was completely different. He's at the end of his career, and he retired, and he's up in the booth. But we'll see what happens with this division because, like I said, someone's going to win it with 10 or 11 wins. But it was a good win because I don't think anybody really expected it. I didn't think they were going to beat Cincinnati, to be honest.
I didn't either. That's why
I
they were
wonder if
7 point
Cincinnati's over on Super Bowl hangover because they're 0-2. Were they just a fluke? Yeah, that's about it, guys. I want to hear what you think about Cincinnati now that they're 0-2.
I think they're in trouble. I think they can't move the ball, and their offensive line is bad, and they're in big trouble. They're going to be on a list here coming up in the next segment. I just while that's a tough loss for them to the Cowboys. I thought the Cowboys' defense was good, but the way they've lost 2 close games, those are games that they won last year that they bungled every other year before that. I think they're in trouble because I don't know if they can protect that quarterback.
Back to the Bungles. Then they used to call them the Cincinnati Bungles.
Absolutely, they did. Absolutely, they did.
All right, guys. Yeah, I'll be calling in more often, guys. I just have to take a step back for a little bit.
Good to hear you. See ya. They're in trouble. And Cooper Rush is undefeated now. Is he great? Are you kidding me? This is who's up now? Can I take the call or do I have to break? Holy smokes! Where the hell you been, Sean?
How's it going, sir?
Wow. I'm glad. Honestly, I'm just glad you're okay. Like, I've
Back
been worried
from the
about
dead.
You. Yeah. Jets win, and there you are.
Yeah, I had some schedule changes, but managed to come back to life at some point.
Well, welcome back. What's going on? Congratulations on the big win.
Let's overreact. Joe Flacco is going to lead us to a Super Bowl, right?
Damn right he is. Damn right he is. How you feeling about that? I mean, look. To me, that's one of the biggest wins of the weekend.
To me, the biggest thing as a Jets fan, they didn't give up.
Yep.
They kept fighting to the very end, and look what happened.
You won a football game against a pretty good team. A decent team anyway.
From that run game and their defense alone, we should have won that game. But I'm happy. I'm very happy. You will hear more from me in the weeks to come.
Beautiful.
It's a pleasure on my triumphant return.
I'm glad you're back.
Pleasure, gentlemen.
All right, be in touch.
Appreciate you all.
I'm just glad he's well.
Look,
Boy,
Joe
I thought he would
Flacco-
sound way better and drunker and giddy, but good for him.
He's keeping it level-headed. Joe Flacco brought Sean back from the dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been looking for that man for years.
Yeah.
And Joe Flacco got him up just to say, hey, guys, I ain't dead.
I ain't dead.
And you know what? The Jets, they got some playmakers.
Yeah, they do.
Garrett Wilson.
I've been telling you about Garrett Wilson.
102 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I cut him in a league, by the way, the other day.
Brees Hall, Michael Carter, not bad.
What a maroon.
Joe Flacco, 307, 4 touchdowns.
I cut him in a league the other day, Garrett Wilson.
A lot of people did.
To pick up, like, what? To what?
Always hold first-round wide receivers.
Why did I mean, like, to pick him up for what? All right, when we come back, I'm going to give you my 3 biggest winners of the weekend. NFL, my 3 biggest losers of the weekend. Coming up at 8 o'clock, Danny Gonzalez is going to be with us. We'll talk to the local football coach. He's 2-1. They are 2-1 on the season, headed to Baton Rouge. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here today. Looking forward to having conversations with you. How about those 2 phone calls, huh? Tommy and Sean, the NFL brings those guys back from wherever it is they've been. Hey, you living with chronic joint pain? It's not fun. I get it, man. If you've got hip pain, back pain, knee pain, whatever it is, you need to do something about it. And the old ways aren't working. I got something for you. We're talking about QC Kinetics, new therapies, advanced all-natural biologics, regenerative treatments that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing you lasting relief. And listen to this. There's no drugs, there's no surgery, and there's no downtime. There is no drugs, there is no surgery, and there is no downtime. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in precision regenerative medicine. They've got over 100 clinics across America and literally thousands of satisfied patients. People like you and me, elite athletes like Emmitt Smith and Brooks Koepka and Tiger Woods. So if you've got joint pain, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, whatever it is, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You have got to learn more about these new biologic therapy options that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics now. It's a free consultation with local medical professionals. It's like a free second opinion. The number's 505-226-8688. 505-226-8688. 505-226-8688.
This
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The Big Ten portion of their schedule's over.
Yeah, now
That's
we get
positive.
an SEC piece left. But yeah, that wasn't fun. All right, you want me? We probably need an open for this. We'll work on that. Can I give you my 3 biggest winners of the NFL weekend and my 3
Yes.
biggest losers, and
Yes.
then we can converse? All right, I'm going to tell you. The winners were tough. The losers were easy for me. The 3 biggest winners, it was tough narrowing it down. But I'm going to give my number 1 biggest winner is the Cowboys, because I think they salvaged their season, at least for now. You all had written them off. Everybody had written them off. And it was over, and Cooper, maybe it's his name. Maybe it's because you don't know who. No, honestly. Because you've never, if you don't know, if you haven't seen something, if you don't know about it, it can't be any good. Right? No, honestly. And I tell you this all the time about teams in leagues you don't see in college football. We don't know a damn thing about Cooper Rush. And I said to you this week, well, I mean, maybe he's not that bad. He keeps keeping a roster spot with all the backups that go through here. I'm not telling you the guy's going to Wally Pip, Dak Prescott. I'm not telling you he's going to the Pro Bowl. I'm not even telling you he's going to win all his games. But I just sat around last week. I'm thinking, maybe he isn't horrible. He's 2-0 as a starter, and he led a 20-17 victory over the AFC champions yesterday. To me, they're the number 1 winner of the day.
Cooper Rush sounds like a Texas high school football legend.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
And he's becoming a Dallas Cowboys legend.
If he keeps winning, he will be. If he keeps winning, he will be. Number 2 winner for me is the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
And they could be number 1. But in this market, it sways it a little bit. But the number 1 winner of the day was the Miami Dolphins. Not only the way they won, the coming back, but Tua, if you're not a Tua believer, and maybe you're still not, maybe you think it was an anomaly, but Tua Tagovailoa led the team back from 21 down, threw the ball 50 times, completed 36 of them, threw 6 touchdown passes for 469 yards. And for them to win with a first-year coach on the road in Baltimore, a team that many people think is one of the best in the AFC, I'm telling you, a road win like that absolutely legitimizes the Miami Dolphins as a playoff contender, as a division contender. Yes, I know the Bills are in that division, and puts them now in an absolute different place. A gigantic victory for the Miami Dolphins.
Tua made 2 tremendous throws. He threw 6 touchdown passes.
But those guys, how do you let Tyreek Hill get so deep?
Baltimore had unbelievable defensive collapse in the second half. But the throw to Gesicki in the end zone was good, and the game-winning touchdown to Waddle was top-notch throw.
Yeah. How do you let Waddle and Tyreek get like Tyreek twice?
Twice.
Do you not know number 10's really, really fast? And that's
insane.
What bonkers. As good as Baltimore's been defensively over the years, that was a breakdown. But that's, to me, okay. I got a 3 A, B, and C for winners. Okay, because I thought all 3 of these teams it was huge. But I'm going to go 3A, and you're going to laugh at me, and this isn't going to be on your list, but the Detroit Lions, because they won a game. because they proved to themselves that they can, because they scored north of 30 points for the second week in a row, and because they won a football game in September. And I think as they grow, I think beating the Commanders, I got it. They didn't, who'd they beat? Fine. To me, it's a huge victory for that franchise.
They shut them out in the first half. Commanders could do
They were
nothing with the
dominating
football.
them. Yeah. That was 3A. 3B is the Jets. To go on the road and beat the Browns with Joe Flacco at quarterback after Robert Saleh said we're taking receipts and I mean, to prove that they can win. And 3C, and you're going to have to stay with me on this, it's the 49ers. I think the 49ers improved, and I feel for Trey Lance, and everybody's heart breaks that he broke his ankle. But I think their chances to win the NFC improve because Jim Garoppolo is the quarterback the rest of the way. And I think they're a big winner in that regard, in a sick sort of a way. You think I'm out of my mind?
No, because that's the way everyone feels. And that was the Trey Lance get-right game. Because Trey Lance was going to win that game because Seattle's not good.
They're horrible.
And it makes that Monday night that much worse for the Denver Broncos.
That's right.
Because when everyone's like, Geno Smith, don't write me off, and yet you're in the red zone throwing passes with your running back, okay, you really trust Geno Smith, Seattle. Garoppolo, that's why they kept him around. That's why they didn't go over their skis to cut him.
Well, they kept
try
him
to
around
try to
because,
trade someone.
you know.
Yes, he renegotiated his contract as well. But he steps up, and as it feels really weird to say that, but that's the truth. That's the way everyone feels.
Yeah.
And this is, if I'm Trey Lance, I know I'm asking to be traded from this franchise after this season.
Really?
100%. Because no one trusts you. They're never going to give you the opportunity. You're a guy that's threw 99 passes in your career, and they're waiting for every opportunity to bench you to move back to
You know what's
Garoppolo.
crazy? I heard this stat yesterday. In the last 1,000 days, so what is that, 3+ years? 3-ish years. He's played 6 football games. In that time, Patrick Mahomes played 45. And I think it was Tim Hasselbeck who said it. You can't become good at doing something without doing it. And he might have a ton of potential. And this is where this was so tough for that franchise. And it sucks for him. I think it's going to work out for them. They have such a good roster. And to have him learn on the job, I think they were going to have to eat a year. And a year that was in a window that they could have been really good. Now, I don't think Jim Garoppolo is great, but Jim Garoppolo is obviously a guy good enough to get him to the NFC Championship game because he does that. And, again, in a morbid way, I think they ultimately win yesterday. We come back, I'll give you my 3 losers of the week and 3 tough ones. 3 tough ones. But I want to get into my 3 biggest losers of the NFL weekend. Coming up at 8 o'clock this morning, Danny Gonzalez is going to be with us, global football coach, coming off a 27-10 victory over the UTEP Miners on Saturday Pass, in which his defense was dominant. So we'll do that coming up at 8 o'clock. It is going to be fall in 2 days. Officially fall. Balloon Fiesta's coming. Fair's almost over. You can feel it. You maybe even need a little jacket in the morning. It's like you're starting to get there. Back end of the year, it's football, it's events, holidays. It's time for you to feel your best and look your best. Ladies, gentlemen, Numel is there as they always are. For the guys, Numel's there to help you handle things like fatigue and depression, even erectile dysfunction. They have industry-leading testosterone replacement. Do you know they're also there for you with industry-leading hair replacement options? Guys, ladies, the number is 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or online at Numel, Numale.com. Hair replacement. You can pick option that is best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. It uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle to stop hair loss and regrow hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants produce natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. The treatments work for both men and women who want a natural, thicker head of hair without side effects. Right here in Albuquerque, Numel's number is 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or online at Numel.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of
Test going on weekdays from 8 to 5. You got a shot at $100. If you win $100, you're entered into the drawing for the grand prize. To win $25,000, when you hear the national keyword, text that word to 95819. You will be qualified. Please do not text and drive. The contest is brought to you by Fiesta Kia on Lomas and online at fiestakia.com. All right, so I gave you my my 3 NFL Winners of the weekend, the biggest winners, the three biggest losers of the weekend. 505-246-0610. Glad you're with us. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, and A-Marie. Your team-in-law is the number one loser of the weekend. I'm stunned.
They sure
by,
are.
I just don't know where else to go.
Matt Ryan is not the answer.
So Matt Ryan isn't the answer. Carson Wentz wasn't the answer.
And Frank Reich. This is last
What's
year.
going on with Frank Reich?
I'm just saying, I think from my watching in the last two seasons, I think this will be his last season with the Indianapolis
So
Colts.
I was supposed to believe that this was a team to win the AFC.
We all were, Jeff.
And they got shut up by the Jaguars. Now look, the Jaguars could be on the biggest winner list, and Trevor Lawrence was good, and they ran the football defensively. They were terrific. But I mean, I don't know. To me, this is, while there's some teams that had a rough day, they're the biggest loser of the weekend.
I agree with that.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, number 2 is the Bengals.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2 is the Bengals.
What's going on there?
They are the defending AFC champions, and they have lost 2 heartbreakers. One because their kicker couldn't make a field goal and get them into overtime. And then they lose on a last-second field goal because they can't protect their quarterback. So they've lost to the Steelers, and they've lost to the Cowboys.
Let's also add, they've lost to Mitch Trubisky
and Cooper Rush. Yeah.
While you can credit Cooper Rush.
And Mitch Trubisky, for that matter. Okay.
Those are games that swagman Joe Burrow and Cincinnati Bengals can't be losing.
Well,
because you're not getting them back. Like, where are the easy games now on your schedule?
Well, there aren't any. And I think their defense is good, but that offensive line is going to get the swag knocked right out of Joe Burrow.
I heard this yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it was Chris Rose, NFL Network. He's like, I feel like I'm watching Andrew Luck when I see Joe Burrow.
That's interesting. So a ton of talent, and they can't keep him upright. It's fair. Now, last year they weren't very good on the offensive line, and they made it to the Super Bowl. They were winning games like the Steelers game and the Cowboys game, and they're not. So to go 0-2 as the defending Super Bowl champions and to lose to Mitch Trubisky and Cooper Rush, yeah, I'm putting them at number 2. And number 3, the Raiders are 0-2. The Raiders were absolutely dominating the Cardinals. So I thought it. JJ tweeted it.
Yep.
Cliff Kingsbury is not going to keep his job. They look so bad, did the Arizona Cardinals. And I saw your tweet that said, where's Cliff Kingsbury going to be an offensive coordinator next year? It was so bad, it was 20-0 at halftime. The Raiders were just kicking the living crap out of Arizona. Like, Arizona looked horrible. And then all of a sudden they flipped the script. And Cliff Kingsbury, who's not really known for second half adjustments and turning things around, I don't know what they did, but Kyler became...
It was Kyler Murray. That's what
Mighty
they did.
Mouse.
That's a game you watch and you say, what's the difference?
Well, he was.
Kyler Murray. You're devastated if you're the Raiders. It's like, all right, Derek Carr, we make excuses for you for like a decade.
Look.
You have to close that game out at home.
He targeted Devontae Adams 7 times. The 2 passes, two completions to Devontae Adams. He's got to catch more. Hunter Renfrow, you can't fumble twice in overtime. The sure-handed Hunter Renfrow. And by the way, dude, what's dude who scored the winning touchdown for Arizona?
Who almost threw it away?
What the hell? That would have been the most epic of the epics. Because he almost threw that ball away, literally. And did you see the end of the game? Everybody's going, well, no, his knee wasn't down. I'm like, no, they're checking the goal line. Like, I'm yelling at my TV. No, how do you guys not know what they're checking? They're checking, did he throw the ball away before? Did he pull up Bryson Carroll? Remember when Bryson Carroll did that for Lobos? Oh, he made national. He scored a touchdown and he flipped the ball away before he crossed the goal line, and they reviewed it and it was a touchback. That's what this was going to be. This was beyond nuts, the way that game. Worst loss, like for just a 1-game loss. The Raiders or the Ravens or the Browns? I mean, the way those teams came from ahead. This one.
It's the Raiders because of how inept Arizona looked in the first half. offensively and defensively.
Kyler scores on the last play of regulation, runs around, pulls a 2-point conversion out of his backside. They go down, and the Raiders stop him. A nice pass. They separate Hollywood Brown from the ball. A nice
That was a
pass.
good hit.
And then and it's theirs. Just go kick a field goal. And Hunter Renfrow coughs it up twice? Like,
All
it's hard
players.
for me to blame Derek Carr for all that when Hunter Renfrow coughed it up twice.
But they also only scored 3 points. In
That's right.
the
They
second
didn't
half
move
and
the ball in
overtime.
the second half.
But yes, it's Hunter Renfrow, the guy that you're like, oh, who are we going to trust in this situation? Let's let Hunter Renfrow run across the middle, get us a couple yards, and game over.
And then Byron Murphy Jr. I mean, boys and girls,
hold on to the football.
Hold on to the football. Like, don't make this close.
Why are you so eager to give it up?
If you don't cross the line with possession of the football, you don't get credit for the points. Take it all the way to Happy Land, hug it, caress it, love it. And then throw it. But get it across that damn line. That was so close to being a disaster. A disaster. Like a you're fired disaster.
Yeah, and it's funny, too, because then I was like, well, Kyler Murray made us all burn our Cliff Kingsbury tweets to the ground because he saved his head coach.
Don't you think?
Yes.
I thought it. You tweeted it.
I usually don't like to tweet at halftime because that happens. Because your tweets look terrible, but it felt that bad for Arizona.
Lobos were winners 27-10 on Saturday. Next up, they're going to LSU. Danny Gonzalez is their head football coach. He's going to be with us next. Talk about the big win, the big trip, what it all means. That's next. Happy Monday. Glad you're with us on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is The Opening Drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
Really fun night out of University Stadium on Saturday past. Perfect weather, a rivalry renewed for the 80th time, and a Lobo victory. It was a really, really good night. Good morning to you. It's The Opening Drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Lobos improved to 2-1 on the season with a 27-10 victory over the UTEP Miners, and dare I say, dominating it defensively. And you're gonna point at the numbers, and I don't know that numbers tell you the whole story, but I thought Lobo defense proved that they are really, really good, and the offense put up enough points, 27 of them. Actually, 20 points on offense, and then 7 on the pick six by Rico Hanna to win the football game. Conversation with Danny Gonzalez is sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez. If you need legal help, it's someone who really cares. Call Rudy at 242-5500 today. Make your legal problems go away. Lobos are 2-1. They're headed to Baton Rouge. Their head football coach is Danny Gonzalez, who joins us this morning. Congratulations. 2-1's got to feel pretty good for you. How you living?
Doing great. Thank you, guys. Good morning to you. And by the way, I watched the broadcast last night. You and George did a phenomenal job. So congratulations to you. It was a fun night, and now we move on.
Appreciate the kind words. It was a fun game to do. I'm going to ask you this, actually. Let me start here. I asked George late in the game, I said, who's your player of the game, defensive player of the game? Your defense was so good. You had 7 turnovers. And he says, Cody Moon. Cody Moon was great. I said, he was really good. I said, you going just by numbers, or are you going by biggest plays? I thought A.J. Halsey made the biggest play of the game, tracking down Tyron Smith at the goal line, forcing that touchback. He had 2 forced fumbles, had an interception, but to me, that was he's your defensive player of the game. I don't know. It's probably asking you to pick your favorite child, but what did you think?
You know, after we watched it on yesterday morning, we got in here. I thought Cody Moon played really well. I thought A.J. Halsey played really well. We get to see some things that people don't normally get to see. Rico Hanna was unbelievable. I mean, he obviously had the pick six, but he was everywhere. He made a bunch of plays. He created plays for other guys, and I mean, they had a hard time blocking him. They had a hard time going where he was. He was unbelievable in pass coverage. So I thought we had 3 guys that played really, really well on defense.
Can I throw another one in there? I thought Jarek Reed was really good. He had the pass breakup that led to the Rico Hanna interception, and they threw at him constantly, especially in the first half. And I said to George, what did they see on tape? That they keep throwing at an all-conference safety, and he was there every time. I don't know that they completed one on him until a short one late in the game. I thought he was really good too.
No, I was surprised with you. He had 11 targets. He had 4 PBUs, had a chance at an interception. I mean, I didn't mention Jarek in that realm because we probably gotten to the point where, I mean, that's our expectation. I mean, I think Jarek has a special skill set that could possibly be beyond here, and I mean that's just what we expect out of him. And if people want to keep testing him, I invite them to keep testing him. I really do.
Lobo football coach Danny Gonzalez is with us. Lobos are 2-1 after a 27-10 victory over the Miners.
Danny, what was the key in this game? Of course, you know the very first one you mentioned, Jarek Reed, pass breakup pops up in there, Hanna gets it going to the house. But the creating turnovers, how did they come about in this game multiple ways?
Well, you know, I think we've got some really good athletes. I think we have a really good secondary. I mean, those guys, Dante Martin's played for 3 years now. Jarek Reed's played for 3 years. I think we have some young guys that are starting to understand where they fit and what they're supposed to do. But I think we play really, really hard. We play with great effort. And there's no magic formula to turnover circuits. I mean, you either have good enough players to make interceptions or you don't. But the fumbles and those things are from effort and being just physically tough. And I thought, early on in the game, we hit them pretty good, and when that happens, as they catch the ball, they look to go down, or as they're coming across the middle, if you can get a good lick, that ball's going to come out. And I thought our guys ran to the ball really well because when you've got 5 and 6 guys hitting on them every single time, it kind of takes its toll. And those fumbles were in the second half after we'd beat on them for a while. So effort and being really physical creates those things. Now, 7, that's an anomaly. I mean, that's not something that's going to happen a whole lot. Obviously, it hasn't happened here since 1986 and may not have happened before that. So it was really good. But if they play with that fanatical effort, you have opportunities to create those kind of things, and then good things happen for your football team.
Now, Danny, one of the things that you said before the season, outside of what the scoreboard says, limiting the points scored, third down was really important. This season, teams have converted just 7 of 39 on third down. That's 18%. How's your defense been able to get off the field?
You know what? I mean, I think because of our experience and now doing this for 3 years, I think both our secondary and our linebackers are doing a great job with the skies. I mean, Gavin threw us a couple balls on Saturday night because he had no idea guys were going to end up in the position after his line of scrimmage read. So I think we're doing some really good things there. We've done a great job of tackling, and it may look like we miss some tackles, which we do because we do not teach breaking down, but we force them back into where pursuit is coming. And we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 angry guys running over there. They limit the yards after catch, which has been a key to getting off the field on third down. And, I mean, we've got some good players over there, so they're understanding what's coming at them. They're doing a good job in the film room during the week preparing for those situations, and we've been pretty good so far.
I want to flip over to the offense in a minute, but before we do, Zaire Riley didn't play. He's a starter for you. Deion Hunter didn't play. He gets a lot of time for you. And then Tavion Combs gets hurt. I don't know if it was a foot injury, a leg injury, but how serious is Tavion Combs, and who will you have back, if anybody of those three? Because those are three guys that give you a whole lot of time on that defensive side that now are struggling with injuries.
You know, those two guys were sick last week. Deion's been sick the last couple of weeks. They both worked out yesterday in the weight room. So we anticipate them being able to play this Saturday. Tavion, we're going to get an MRI. Hurt his knee. We'll figure out what the damage is. It was pretty swollen yesterday, so we'll let the doctors decide what's going on there, and then we'll know better probably towards the middle of the week. Obviously, AJ came in and played good. Benji Johnson came in and played a little bit before AJ and did some good things. He helps us out on special teams. So I think we finally have some depth that can help out. But when you lose a guy like Tavion, it's really interesting to see how your team responds, because Tavion's a great football player. I mean, he's one of the top 3 football players on our team, and thought our guys on the sideline handled it. Tavion was great. He was positive. He stayed out there. So we'll figure out what's going on with him. I hope it's not season-ending, but, you know, it's football. Those things happen, so we'll figure it out when the doctors tell me what's going on.
He's Lobo football coach Danny Gonzalez. All right, offensively, you scored 20 points offensively. Miles managed the game pretty well. He threw 1 interception. You ran the ball. It was really nice, I know, for everybody to see Nate Jones have the game he had. Coming out of this, how do you feel about your offense?
I thought in the first half we played a lot better than we did in the second half. The first half we had some really good misdirection stuff. We were staying on blocks. We were doing some double teams and climbing to the next level. That give Utah, you kept credit in the second half. They came out and they did some things. They got off some blocks. We're making way too many assignment mistakes. As I'm watching the game on the sideline Saturday, I see Isaac Gutierrez get beat, or I see Shenko Matatuatia get beat, and I'm thinking, God, we're getting our tails physically whooped. And then you come in and watch it on Saturday, and it's like, you're going the wrong way, man. I mean, we gotta clean those things up. And now there are 5 new guys working together, and we'll continue. We got better from the week before, but we still need to continue to progress, and I think we need to do it in a faster manner, because obviously the team we're playing this week is going to be more talented than the first 3 teams we played. And if we make mistakes, we're going to just get killed. So we've got to clean those things up. I'm more optimistic because of the physical ability that they have. We just got to clean up the dang mental mistakes, and that's coaching as much as it is playing. We got to do a better job of making sure they know what to do and how to do it.
Now, Danny, of course, it's always going to start with the offensive line, but to see the playmakers develop, the players you talked about in Sherrod White, Christian Washington behind Nate Jones, how big of an impact can they have offensively, knowing that you have 3 difference makers in the backfield?
You know, I think we can do some really good things. There was a few times in the first half, especially, that we had both Nate and Christian, or Nate and Sherrod in there. I mean, Sherrod's really good out of the backfield, both catching the ball. He's a physical runner. Obviously, we've given it down by the goal line a couple times this season, and he found his way in the end zone. Nate showed you why Nate Jones is Nate Jones and some of the things he can do, and I was glad that he finally let the game come to him instead of trying to force things. I mean, he played downhill and was pretty good. And then Christian Washington, that young man's electric. I mean, he's fast, he's shifty, and he's one of those guys that he's got this ability to keep his legs moving on a pile, and you see a 5'9", 205-pound guy just drive a pile of 4 or 5 guys forward. And then those guys all are fast. I mean, Nate Jones obviously has some acceleration through the hole that you guys saw on Saturday, and then Christian Washington, you saw what he did last week on the kickoff return and some of those moves inside. So we finally have some home run hitters inside. We need to do a better job, one, blocking on the perimeter, and then winning our one-on-one routes. And I thought Luke did a good job early. We missed through him a couple balls. I thought the interception, Miles threw that ball a little bit late, but Andrew's got to go up and compete for a competitive catch. We've got some opportunities. We need to pick up a little sense of urgency because we wasted a couple timeouts and got a delay game penalty on a couple looks that we really had. I mean, we had Jordan Porter one-on-one to the field with a quarter playing off at 9 yards, and we run out of time. If we get him that ball, Jordan Porter's pretty dang athletic out there on the edge. Now you're putting a guy in a position to make a tackle in space. So, I mean, the little things that we've got to continue to fix that are killing ourselves are the difference between us scoring 27 points the other night and 7 of them on defense and us scoring 50 points the other night. I mean, we had opportunities when the defense is giving the ball the offense in plus territory. We've got to convert on those things, and those are the things that will kill us later on in the season if we don't get better at it.
Danny, too, I think when you look at just the overall offensive things, people are going to always look at the quarterback and see what he's not doing or can be doing better. It feels like Miles Kendrick is doing a good job of understanding the moment so far and at least managing the game for you, especially in the second half. How do you feel about Miles?
You know, I thought he was really good against Maine. He did some things against Boise that weren't his fault. I mean, sometimes he's getting too much pressure in his face. I think on Saturday, he made some good plays, but he made some plays that he can be better. I mean, our option stuff wasn't working because Miles wasn't attacking the pitch key. If you attack the pitch key, all of a sudden that guy can't make a play on both the pitch and the option guy. So getting a little bit more comfortable with that stuff, and he does a good job in practice, so we just need to translate it from you practice until you can't get it wrong, until you don't get it wrong in the game. I thought he managed more than just being his playmaker on Saturday, which comes with experience and reps and all those things. So, I mean, he's still the leader of our football team, and the great thing is we have a dynamic on our team that we haven't had the last couple of years, that it did not matter the situation on Saturday night. I mean, the defense kept providing opportunities for the offense, and the defensive kids never got frustrated when either we had to punt or whatever the problem was. They just kept saying, come on, boys, we'll get you the ball again. Here we go. We'll get you the ball again. The dynamic that they've created as a football team is going to give us a chance to be successful, especially when we get into close games as we go down the season.
Just a few more minutes. Danny Gonzalez is with us. Lobos are headed to LSU. It's your first time taking this team on the road. You're going to play LSU, and it's crazy how the schedule is, right? I mean, Zach Arnett and Mississippi State, your buddy Zach Arnett, your former coaching mate, former Lobo, and a guy so many people around here know was defensive coordinator at Mississippi State. They had LSU down 16-10 going into that fourth quarter, and LSU erupts for 21 points in the fourth quarter to win the game 31-16, and now here you guys come in the next week to play LSU. I don't know if you'll talk to Zach this week. I would assume you would, but you're going in and playing a team in LSU that's obviously explosive, an SEC team with those athletes going into that place. I'm going to guess you're looking at this as a hell of an opportunity.
No, it's a great opportunity. I mean, I actually talked to Zach last night for about an hour. I mean, me and Zach are really good buddies outside of coaching football together for about 10 years, and then things that we do outside of football. But I mean, they had some stuff. They played really good on defense the other night. They dropped a punt on the 9-yard line, so LSU had one possession to start on the 9-yard line going in. Mississippi State turned the ball over 3 times in the second half in plus territory. So, I mean, they were up 16 or 10-0, and then they were up 16-10 in the second half. But they turned the ball over and gave them short fields. And when you give some people short fields, most of the time they put it in the end zone, and it's really hard to stop them when they only have 30 yards. So. We exchanged some ideas because, I mean, obviously we run a very similar scheme. Obviously they probably got some bigger guys than we do, so they'll do some different things that we don't do, and we'll do some different things that they don't do. But it's always good to hear a perspective. It's expected to be 95 degrees on Saturday in Baton Rouge. It's going to be about 50 to 60% humidity, where here it's about 8% humidity. So we told our guys yesterday, start hydrating. But we're not building this up to be the Super Bowl. I mean, they say when, Maine comes in here, it's their Super Bowl. This ain't our Super Bowl. It's another game. It's another great opportunity to go out there and show the nation that Lobo football is headed in the right direction, and it'll lead us because we have a short week to get ready for Vegas when we get back from Baton Rouge.
Players looking forward to this? Is this one of those where, especially coming off a win, right? That's why I think last week was so important. To go into this coming off a win with a little confidence, I think really changes the whole mindset, doesn't it?
Oh, it helps significantly. Winning creates a lot of good, positive vibes within your football program, within your building, within the community. I mean, people I talked about last week, people calling into your show on Friday morning, they expected the Lobos to win on Saturday night and would have been very, very disappointed, mad, and angry had we not. And so that's what we want around here. We want people to care, and our kids believe, they expect to win. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you, when we went to Texas A&M last year, they were scared. They had they were not ready to play in that kind of a game. They weren't ready to put up that kind of a fight. And, I mean, our guys are excited to go play this game. There's no fear. I mean, we can go in there and get beat. We can go in there, but I'll tell you what, LSU is going to know they played one hell of a physical football game when that game's over. And then we'll look up at the scoreboard in the end and see what it says.
All right, Danny, as we let you go, Jaden Daniels, starting quarterback for LSU, is a transfer from Arizona State. He was a freshman back in 2019. What do you expect to see from him?
Well, if you watch game tape, you can see he's fast. Obviously, we were together for 2 years over there, and I got close to Jaden. I mean, when the defensive coordinator, oftentimes I would sit down with Jaden and talk about things that I see, what they're going to see on Saturday, and those kind of things. So we spent a lot of time together, my time at ASU. He's a good kid. He's a competitive sucker. So we'll have a fun conversation pregame. I'm going to let him know that we're coming after his tail, and he better be ready to go. And now he's a good athlete. He can make you miss, and he can turn a scramble into an 80-yard touchdown. I mean, we were down 7-3 against Michigan State in 2019. They were the third best defense in the country, and he drove 90 yards. He scrambled on a 3rd and 15 to get a first down by the goal line, and then he put it in the end zone. So he's a competitive young man that is very, very composed. So we're going to have to give him some different looks. We're going to have to disguise some coverages, and we're going to have to pin our ears back and just come after his tail.
Herm Edwards, who you coached under as the head coach when you were the defensive coordinator at Arizona State, relieved of his duties yesterday at Arizona State. Just quickly, your thoughts on that? You know, I mean, when you lose to a game like the Eastern Michigan, when you're expected to win, it's very similar to a main opponent coming in here. And this Eastern Michigan, I'm not taking anything away from them. They are a good football team. If you watch any of that game, they can run the ball. They're physical up front. Obviously, they've got a whole lot of things going on around there. So the uppers that make those decisions decided to make a decision, and everybody within the program has to move on. I mean, it's sometimes there's things that are out of your control, and you just control what you can control. And so what's going on there, I don't know, but I'm good friends with Herb. I wish him the best and see what happens. That's all you can do. Hey, appreciate the time as always. Congratulations on the win last week. Good luck in Baton Rouge. Travel safely. We'll talk to you during the week.
Thank you, guys. Talk to you all. Thanks. Go Lobos.
Danny Gonzalez, head football coach at the University of New Mexico. The conversation has been sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez. Personal care for your legal issues. Call Rudy at 505-242-5500 today. Make your legal problems go away. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Number 6.
How many people told you Tua was on my bench in fantasy football? Why would you have played him? I mean, honestly, that was a week to bench Tua.
Everyone.
Right, on the road at Baltimore. That was, if you had another option, you were benching Tua. Now next week you're going to play him, and everybody's going to go play him. And
That's so true.
Just saying. I mean, don't expect 6 touchdowns every week.
We all know.
Don't expect 6 touchdowns every week. Who do they get next week? Does it matter? I mean, they're pretty good. They get the Bills next week.
The only reason Tua was on your fantasy team if you're in a 2-quarterback league.
Yeah, that's right. Game day
wasn't on rosters.
Week. That's the game of the week, isn't it? Bills and Dolphins next week?
Yes.
It's the game of the week.
Speed. And that's now he threw 2 long ones that he dropped into the basket of Tyreek Hill, but that's what we talked about with this offense. Just get them the football and let them go.
Yeah. They got stuff, man. All right, I want to wrap up what Danny had to say, and appreciate Danny Gonzalez being with us. His defense is good. He mentioned a couple of guys on defense who were really running around, but he talked about Rico Hanna, who I thought was really good. Jarek Reed was terrific. The question is, JJ, are they going to be able to score enough points? I mean, never mind the LSU game. When they go to Vegas, who put up 50-something on North Texas. When they go against some of those better defenses. Did you see what Wyoming and Air Force did to each other? It was 17-14 the other night. By the way, huge win for Wyoming. Huge win. Where's the Fire Craig Bowl people now? I didn't get that text this morning yet. Right? Are they going to be able to score enough points? But I always appreciate that conversation. And you're welcome to get in on Lobo Football at 505-246-0610. All right, biggest. So I gave you my 3 biggest winners of the weekend, right? Did you guys agree with them? I have Cowboys, Dolphins, and then Lions, Niners, and Jets as my winners. The 3 biggest losers: Colts, Bengals, Raiders. I mean, the biggest losers. I think you all agree with me on, right? Colts
Yes.
are in trouble, dude. I mean, the Colts should not be 0-1-1, especially after starting out with the Texans and the Jaguars.
That's my biggest miss so far. I didn't see Matt Ryan looking washed. And don't come at me with, Oh, he didn't have Michael Pittman. He had Michael Pittman week 1, and they
that's
still
not it.
fell behind the Houston Texans. He was supposed to come in and steady the ship,
He
not
looks
sink it.
scared. God, he looks awful.
Right? How was it in your home?
Not good.
Your team-in-law just got pantsed.
Well, and he's sad for Jonathan Taylor. If we waste his good years right now, 9 carries, 54 yards. That's crazy.
And what a week it was for Trevor Lawrence, because there was a
give
tweet on
kudos to
social
him.
media. I know who it's from, but it took off. And it was someone like, why in the world is everyone bashing Trey Lance, but no one wants to talk about Trevor Lawrence? And so it became this big debate, Trey Lance or Trevor Lawrence, that quarterback for this quarterback. Why is that? Well, Trevor Lawrence gets a mulligan because he spent a year with Urban Meyer, so we can't even talk about last year as a legitimate NFL season for Trevor Lawrence.
Mhm.
But for him to come out there against what we think is a solid defense, despite what Matt Ryan is doing, that Colts defense was shredded.
I'll give you the answer.
Trevor Lawrence looked good. He looked composed. Christian Kirk, maybe they knew what they were doing when they threw all that guaranteed money at this guy. And we want to talk about telling people on Twitter to shove it, Trevor Lawrence.
I'll give you the answer. First of all, you've seen Trevor Lawrence do something. Okay? Now, did he not have a good year last year? Yeah, he didn't because he was under Urban Meyer. But you've seen him do something. You just nobody knows anything about Trey Lance. Anybody that's on your Twitter, all they've ever seen are a few highlights of Trey Lance. Nobody watched a Trey Lance game. Has anybody watched a full Trey Lance game except for last week in the slop? Anybody that watched a full North Dakota State game? He played like 5 of them. Nobody knows. And so everybody's screaming about the unknown. I don't know about this, and I don't know about... And so at least Trevor Lawrence, you've seen do something. You think there's something there. Sherman, good morning. You want to talk about that Lobo win. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Yeah, I want to talk about Danny and Rocky for a moment. Because when I look at the last 8 or 10 years of Lobo football, how refreshing it is for New Mexico to have Danny Gonzalez and Rocky leading the Lobo football team. It's refreshing, it's energizing. And in New Mexico we have a lot more than 16 to 18,000 football fans. And so if you like football, come to a Lobo football game. It's new, it's different, it's energizing, it's fun, it's competitive, and it's really these two guys, the leadership that's doing it. So I just encourage, if you're a football fan anywhere in New Mexico, come to the Lobo football game and enjoy some of the fun.
Yeah, I think it was an enjoyable day. And Sherman, appreciate the call. Thank you. First of all, the way they've embraced the past, JJ, to have all those former teams there. They had the 62 team and then the 82 team and then the 97 team that were all out there. Danny goes out, and I meant to talk to him about this, but we just flat out ran out of time. The fact that Danny Gonzalez went out and bought rings for the 62 WAC championship team, that 82 team that didn't go to a bowl game, it was 10-1. And he did it out of his pocket, and I saw the story. Well, he didn't disclose how much. He doesn't need to, man. The fact that he went out and thought that way, honestly. And I talked to George Carter, and he was on with us, my broadcast partner, former Lobo linebacker. He was on with us on Friday, talked a little bit about it. We talked about it on the broadcast. How important it is for a program to embrace its past and bring guys back. And they're doing it. They get it.
It's important because it builds relationships. It's great for the current players because it gives them avenues to know what happened, but also just even mentorship. Like, you never know the connections that can come through networking, all those things. And there were times it wasn't as open, where the players couldn't just show up to practice and be on the sideline or even get on the sideline for a game. And you're like, that's shocking. Like, that should be like a no-brainer. Like, oh, you want to hang out at practice because you played here for 3-4 years?
Who are you
like,
all, man?
absolutely.
Yeah.
But, and yeah, same thing. Ned James had the same conversations with him. He definitely has felt a difference with Danny Gonzalez back then.
Well, it shows the players who are there that it can be done here, right? And after going through, if you're just looking at the records and losing over the last X number of years, here come a group of guys who have done it here and done it with pride. And are now successful in whatever walk of life they are. and you look at them and say, okay, I can do that. I kind of want to be that. And it just brings validity. It brings credibility to everything that you're trying to preach. It's one thing to preach. It's another thing to show it. And when these guys come back and they're welcomed back, and they enjoy being back, and the current players seem to enjoy them being there, I mean, you just wonder why this wasn't done in earnest. And I know there's going to be people who say it was done, but obviously it's done actively, encouraged, and it's being received differently now than it has over the last however many years. And it's vital to a program. And I think what they're doing, and it's kind of what Sherman's talking about. 505-246-0610. When we come back, did Tom Brady incite that little skirmish with the Bucs and the Saints yesterday? And what did Marcus Lattimore get thrown out for? Getting pushed to the ground? Is that why he got thrown out of the game? We're going to have that conversation about the Saints and the Bucs next. Hey, your computer systems are vital to your success. When you're in business, if your computers don't work well, your productivity grinds to a halt. And there's a whole lot that you got to worry about. Network servers, remote access, hackers, all these things you got to worry about. You don't have time to be a technician. You aren't a computer technician. That's why ABQ IT is a name you need to know. ABQ IT. You want to know three things. You want to know your system will work, you want to know it's secure, and you want to know how much it's going to cost. ABQ IT gets that. I was over there a couple months ago, walked through the whole process. I went through their place. It's incredibly impressive. But they created this business model with you in mind. They'll monitor your computers, they'll monitor your network, keep them operating smoothly, provide state-of-the-art cybersecurity, protect your entire operation. And when you need an upgraded equipment, they take care of it, and it happens at all one predictable cost. Don't be the victim of a cyber attack. They are costly both productivity-wise, and they're costly to buy your way out of it. ABQ IT handles all this. No more different providers for your internet and your cybersecurity when you need to buy new computers. One company, one affordable cost. Get a free assessment and see what ABQ IT can do for your business. Visit abq-it.com. abq-it.com. No more worrying about your computer systems when you do business with ABQ IT.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture.
Hey, you know Stephanie, who fills in for you when you're gone, Amory?
Yes.
She sent a text to the Steph line. I mean, to the Steph line, to the text line. Could be the Steph line. This is Stephanie. Yay for my Cowboys, she said.
She told y'all.
She did.
Believe in Cooper Rush.
She absolutely said
No one wanted to listen.
Yeah, I kind of started to listen.
Hey, I've said it.
I think we all kind of warmed up to the idea of, all right, there's a reason they've kept him around. Like, they believe this is the scenario. 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Give us a chance. And they won.
Text line says, thank God for Jimmy G. And who knew the Jags had a defense, or did the Colts have no offense?
The Colts are just bad.
That's so
right
bad,
now.
dude. Coach on the hot seat. I thought it was going to be Cliff Kingsbury. I thought he might be gone by today. Then they win. Coach on the hot seat right now. Is there one?
Matt Rule.
Boy, that's a tough loss.
So right now, it's Matt Rule. It's Nathaniel Hackett. He's
won.
terrible. Russell Wilson bailed him out with one touchdown pass.
One touchdown pass.
That team is bad. There's no communication.
They look lost, man.
They're lost.
The Broncos
so
look
you're
lost.
telling me you kick a 64-yard field goal.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You had 4 more delay of game penalties yesterday.
I don't understand.
And they
is
line
that
up.
on Russ? Is that on him?
That's on the head coach because he's calling plays.
It's bad. It's really
And then
bad.
so they line up to kick a field goal. Oh, delay a game. McManus was like a 52-yarder. He hit it easily.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, delay a game. All right, back it up. And then they punt. So you're telling me you'll kick a 64-yard field goal in Seattle, but a 57-yarder in Denver, you're like, this is when we're going to
put one halfway up the net from 52. Yeah. No, I know.
Well, let's talk about Tom Brady for a second, Jeff.
All right. So Bucks beat the Saints 20-10. Jameis playing with
Ugly
fractured
game.
vertebrae, which, by the way, I'm not sure tackle football helps that get any better, but that's besides the point. You had it was 3-3. 3-3. And all of you, by the way, I didn't read the email. It says, I switched off from the Lobo game. There were more compelling games. It wasn't exciting enough. But you probably sat there and watched that rock fight between the Broncos and the Seahawks yesterday and told me that was good. Or the 3-3 Saints-Bucks game for 3 quarters. That was okay. But Tom Brady mouths off to, what did he say? You're better reading lips than me.
He said, you bleep and bleeper, bleep off.
Is that all? Something along those lines. You bleep and bleep. So Tom Brady starts something. Mike Evans comes in. Like you said after, man, it's Tom Brady. What do you want me to do? Mike Evans comes in, shoves Marshawn Lattimore to the ground. Lattimore gets thrown out for, receiving, for getting pushed. They both get thrown out. Ignites a pretty decent scrum, and then the Buccaneers get ignited, and they go on and win 20-10. What'd you make of all that mess?
I cannot stand pitchers and quarterbacks that act tough because they don't have to answer for it. And it's Tom Brady jawing at someone, and he knows that it's going to be everyone else that does all the pushing and shoving, and he doesn't have to do anything. Brady was frustrated. Brady was pissed. The Saints were in his head. He was done with Scotty Miller having to throw him the football every other play because Julio Jones is hurt again.
Godwin's out.
Godwin's out with the hamstring injury. And if you want to jog, go back and forth. But this is also on Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore. I think the last 2 years they've done this in one game.
Yeah.
Had a fight between each other. Those dudes severely dislike each other. And then you throw Tom Brady in the mix, and you know all his guys are going to have his back. Because how dare you say something to Tom Brady when he's cursing you down?
I don't know. I understand why Mike Evans got thrown out, and I understand why Mike Evans did what he did. And I think he expected, all right, fine, I'm protecting my quarterback, you're throwing me out. What did Lattimore do besides jaw? And everybody out there was talking junk. Everybody's lips were flapping. Everybody's jaws were bouncing. Everybody was just chirping at everybody. And then he gets flattened. I didn't see him throw a punch, did you? I didn't see him.
He pushed Leonard Fournette. But Mike
if
Evans,
you were going to throw out everybody who pushed.
Yeah, Mike Evans' excuse after the game was, he punched.
Yeah, I saw
Lenny.
that.
He was talking smack to Tom. So
I didn't
went
see a
after him.
punch. Did you see a punch?
A shove.
So you're not allowed to talk junk to Tom Brady?
No.
You can't talk. No, as far as the
never,
officials
never,
are concerned.
Never.
No, I get what Mike Evans did. Like, I don't even know that I have a problem with that, and he got thrown out, whatever. But what did Lattimore do? Why did he get thrown out of the game? And to your point, quarterbacks love to chirp. It's pitcher sitting out there 60 feet, 6 inches from the batter, and they know, and they walk. They don't run at somebody. They walk until their first baseman, their catcher, and their
Like
everybody
the catcher,
else
the first
between.
baseman,
The umpire.
someone's going to get involved before I have to do anything.
Before I have to back up the junk that I'm talking. Before I have to catch
There's
this
only
guy.
one Nolan Ryan.
Yeah. No, it's the best moment ever. I mean, honestly, in all sports brawls, when why am I forgetting his name? Charged Nolan Ryan, and he grabbed him in the
Headlock
headlock and just
boom, boom,
freaking pummeling him. Yeah. Tommy can talk, but whatever it did, it ignited him. I'm surprised. I think the Bills are better, but they didn't win. How long could Jameis play with
Saints.
broken back?
Obviously, it's not an issue.
Well, I don't know that it's not. He didn't run. He wouldn't get out of the pocket. I don't know that.
If it wasn't, if it was something that like, he can't be doing this, he would not be starting for.
Would have played Taysom Hill. Who's their backup?
Andy Dalton.
Oh God, help us.
Jeff.
Yes.
You can't trust Jameis Winston.
Obviously.
Like, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Against good football teams, Jameis Winston is going to make terrible throws because he's like, I got to throw the football 40 yards every play.
That's what he does. Ralph sent me a text, Monday update. Number 1, surf remains good. The water remains warm. Tourists remain gone. 2, all this noise by Mountain West Conference schools joining Power 5 conferences certainly wasn't a statement weekend. Fresno State, San Diego State, Colorado State. 3, the Dodgers are really good. 101 wins against 44 losses. 4, fantastic NFL games again. And 5, is there a 12-step program for fantasy football?
There needs to be.
God help it. I mean,
The Aztecs
I can't.
are one of the most disappointing teams.
Aztecs are?
This
You
season.
want to talk about Mountain West Conference teams when we get back?
Fresno State suffered a big loss in that game, other than on the scoreboard.
All right, we'll talk about the Mountain West Conference and what they did when we return. 505-246-0610. Fresno State played SC. San Diego State was at Utah. Wyoming and Air Force was huge. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses.
It's against the Pac-12. Pac-12 has really owned the Mountain West so far. Arizona beat San Diego State early. You had Washington State beating Colorado State this weekend 38-7. Good morning to you, by the way. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Oregon State in opening week beat Boise State. This week, Washington State 38-7 over Colorado State. Utah hammered the Aztecs 35-7. And USC beat Fresno State 45-17, a game in which preseason conference offensive player of the year Jake Haener, the quarterback at Fresno State, left on a cart. It's being called a high ankle sprain, and they're hoping to get him back. But that was a tough weekend out of conference again for the Mountain West. Iowa beat Nevada 27-0. Hawaii got a win. They beat Duquesne 24-14. And UNLV, and I just keep telling you, man, this isn't the old UNLV. They improved to 2-1. They pumped North Texas 58-27 in Las Vegas. That's a good North Texas team, and UNLV hammered them.
UNLV, they were on your radar before the season started. I said they could win 6 games this season. It's the talent that they brought in. They have a solid coaching staff. They're putting that all together right now.
Yeah, no, that was a big win. All right, you were going into the break saying the Aztecs are the most disappointing to you?
Yeah. They're not even competing in these games. Utah is that good, but 21-point dogs getting blown out on the road. You expect the Aztecs to compete. And then how disappointing they were in their opener against Arizona. That's the team that's been rallying the Mountain West Conference. All right, you play the Aztecs, Pac-12 team. It's going to be a long day, and it hasn't been.
173 yards of total offense for San Diego State. 60 yards passing. They didn't get over midfield till the second half. Brandon Burmeister was supposed to be the savior, went 1 for 4. He got benched. Kyle Crum came in, 5 of 16. Jordan Bird, 6 carries for 29 yards. They got absolutely run over by Utah. Next up for them, they get Toledo, and then they go to Boise. Who's the best team in the Mountain West? We thought it was Air Force. Thursday night, they went to Laramie. What happened there? How about the Cowboys, 17-14 on Thursday night? Huge win for them. 505-246-0610. Let's talk some NFL when we get back. Niners. We haven't talked about the Patriots win. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
I'm Chris.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
610 KNML Albuquerque, the sports animal. Now, voted voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is The Opening Drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and J.J. Bond.
Well, another bonkers Monday following a bonkers weekend in football, and you're responding to it. What was crazier? The way the Cardinals, man. Well, but them Dolphins fans, you're saying yours, and Jets fans, you're saying yours, and you know what? You're all right. Cowboy fan, you won because Cooper rushed into the winner's circle.
Oh, boy.
Cooper rushed into the winner's circle.
Circle them wagons.
Undefeated Cooper Rush.
Telling you.
He is Uncle Time. That's right. Father Time is the only one who's undefeated. Well, Cooper Rush is undefeated till he's not. Hence, Uncle Time. It's the opening drive, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Thank you to Grady. Robin Ventura. I don't know how I forgot Robin Ventura was the guy who, as Grady says, tried to break Nolan Ryan's knuckles with his head.
Oh, my gosh.
You don't remember? You never saw this?
I
All right,
probably.
Google it while you're sitting back there with nothing to do later or whenever now. I don't care whenever. But Google Robin Ventura and Nolan Ryan. Robin Ventura rushed at the time, I want to say, a 42-year-old Nolan Ryan. And Nolan Ryan stood there, dropped his glove, grabbed him, put him in a headlock, and just gave him the business and drilled him. It's one of the greatest things ever.
Wow.
Yeah. Grady also says, tell Coach G I appreciate his reference to my call, saying I expected them to win, but I appreciate the win even more since they won the game for me and all. Yeah. Danny Gonzalez is with us. You can talk global football as well. I gave you my 3 biggest winners of the weekend. I told, and they're really kind of 5 because it's 1 and 2 and then 3 A, B, and C. Cowboys were the biggest winner to me of the weekend because they salvaged their season. They did it with Cooper Rush and beat the defending AFC champions. Dolphins are number 2 because they proved that they can go on the road and beat a contender with Tua Tagovailoa and coming from behind, and the way they won, I thought was insane with Tua throwing 6 touchdown passes. And then I got 3 A, B, and C. I got the Lions, the Jets, and the Niners. You're going the Niners, Jeff. They beat Seattle. Yeah, but I'm telling you on the Niners thing, I think their biggest win, and I know it's morbid, I know it's disgusting, and I apologize, and I feel bad for Trey Lance, but I think their season kind of took a little bit of a change of direction because I think they're a better team with Jim Garoppolo at quarterback than they are with Trey Lance, and they got a good roster, and Jim Garoppolo's their guy now.
Where were all these Jimmy G fans before this?
I'm not telling you I think he's great. I'm not a fan. I think he's better than Trey Lance right
all
now.
these people
Where were they?
that when Jimmy Garoppolo was playing, he wasn't good enough. Everyone was on board with Trey Lance. That's why you have to take someone. Then ever since then, everyone has been like, "Well, Jimmy Garoppolo, what are you doing? Play Jimmy Garoppolo."
This Trey Lance thing, and by the way this is playing out is just beyond fascinating. Okay, beyond a script, and I don't know what's going to happen. Like maybe they win the Super Bowl this year. Gosh, help us. I mean, let not that happen, right? But maybe they go on and win the Super Bowl, and this guy then what do you do if he wins the Super Bowl? What do you do?
If I'm Trey Lance, I'd say, San Francisco, thank you for taking a shot on me, but trade me.
Well, where's he going? Who's taking a shot on him? What are they getting for him?
I don't get why Trey Lance.
Yeah.
I think the Niners are good. I don't think they're as good as people make out that roster to be.
Yeah, but in that division, it's winnable.
Like in terms of, Jimmy Garoppolo, they're going to be right back in the Super Bowl talk. Like we knew, like no one wants to let Trey Lance develop, and he can't on this roster. And that's why I'm saying if I'm Trey Lance, and all right, like what do you
Send
want
me to the
from
Lions?
me?
Let me go to the Lions.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
like you're sitting here, you have to just let the kid play. And even before he broke his ankle, everyone was like, Jimmy Garoppolo's right there. Jimmy G sitting right there. Put Jimmy G in. Why did you draft him in the first place?
Yeah.
Why did you even trade up for Trey Lance or Mac Jones or any of those guys if that was going to be the case?
Here's the thing. You just didn't know. And, you can watch the Underwear Olympics all you want. You can watch guys at combines. You can watch guys in practice. You can watch all that stuff all you want. The bottom line is, in the last 3 years, he's played 6 games. And he played at a level, and again, I'm not telling you can't come from that level. Carson Wentz did, and Ben Roethlisberger came from the MAC, and Tony Romo, and Jim Garoppolo. There's guys who play outside of the SEC and the Big Ten who can play football.
Yeah, you
and
handed
can
it
play at
back
this
over
level.
to an FCS quarterback.
No, 100%. Eastern Illinois, right? You just didn't. I still don't know if Trey Lance is going to be a good NFL quarterback. I'm told by Mike Shanahan and that staff that he's going to be great. They better thank their lucky stars that nobody gave them what they wanted for Jim Garoppolo. Because now they got him in somewhat, I think, salvages their season. We
No
all
doubt.
agree that they are going to be better with Jim Garoppolo in the immediate than they were with Trey
Yes.
Lance, right?
Yes.
Now, that doesn't mean I think Jim Garoppolo is a great quarterback. That means I don't know what they had.
He hasn't done a
with
bad
him.
job.
It's kind of the Cooper Rush thing. In the opposite. Everybody told me he's horrible. You know why? Well, his name's Cooper Rush, and I don't know where he played. Like, where did Cooper Rush play college football? I don't know. See? He's been the Cowboys' backup for, 5 years? 4 years? Nobody knows a damn thing about him. So he must stink. It's always this, well, if I don't know about it, it must not be very good. Right? You don't know much about UNLV right now, so they can't be very good. I'm going to tell you they're pretty good.
Central Michigan.
That's where he played.
Cooper
He's a
Rush,
Chippewa.
baby.
All right. How
Chip away.
many years has he been in the league?
I think you're right. It's been a couple
5 years.
5 years, right? But you saw him in preseason, and he got cut, and Ben DiNucci played in front of him, and so he can't be very good. But you don't know a damn thing about him. Now, I'm not telling you he's great. I am telling you he's Uncle Time. He's undefeated.
I saw him whoop up on the Vikings last season.
He's 2-0 as a starter. That's all I'm telling you. So and the same thing with Lance in the reverse. I don't know if he's any good. I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be a while before we find out. And if Jim Garoppolo, what do they do? What if he takes it back to the NFC Championship game again? Edward, good morning.
Well, good morning. I try to keep a level head and not overreact. But let me say this about my friends that are Cowboy fans. They don't like Jimmy Garoppolo because Garoppolo broke all of Tony Romo's records in college.
At Eastern Illinois. Yeah.
So they're mad at him. And they said he's the luckiest guy. And I said, well, come take it from me. Being devastatingly handsome has its rewards, and it brings you luck in life. So Jimmy Garoppolo, he may be lucky, but his winning percentage against winning teams, if you look it up and filter it, it's like top 7 all time, given the number of starts he has. So he's not just beating up on a bunch of bad teams. And by the way, they had a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl, which, yes, he missed a few throws that could have won the game. But and they had a 10-point lead in the NFC Championship game last year that got away from them. So they're close with the Garoppolo. Hey, Cooper Rush, you know what I like about Cooper Rush? He comes in, he executes the game plan. He doesn't do goofy things like fumble the snap and throw weird picks like Jameis Winston. That guy's terrible. And he kind of re-trajectorized their season. Being 0-2 is going to be worse than being 1-1 at this point, because at least you have hope, and it takes them into next week against the Giants. And if they win that game, then they're right back on track. So I like that he delivers, and that's coming from a guy who's not a Cowboys fan. The Buccaneers, they had no busy winning that game yesterday. They're playing with 4 backup offensive linemen.
No receiver.
Their right tackle and their left guard are third stringers.
That's going to get to them.
And their top 3 receivers were out once Evans got thrown out of the game for fighting. And they just found a way to scrap and fight. But let me tell you what, they have a Super Bowl defense. They have a suit for sure. They can. They can, their back 7 is solid, and they create pressure with 4 or 5, up front. But, boy, I'm telling you, the Saints, they have a lot of unlikable players and an unlikable coach. It's just an unlikable organization.
Because they went after your boy, Tommy.
Oh, that's right. You know what? It's good to see a little emotion because the game flipped after that emotion. And he's out there fumbling snaps.
Yeah.
Vegas doesn't miss, guys. They had the Patriots favored in Pittsburgh. Yeah, 2 hapless organizations right now. And they found a way to win up a muff punt.
They miss sometimes. They had the Cowboys as 7-point dogs. I mean, they hit a lot, but they miss sometimes. But they're usually pretty good.
And I got to give you guys credit. Emphasize this morning in your first segment with the Bengals. They may be in trouble when you lose to Mitch Trubisky and Cooper Rush, which they're backups, right? I get it. But I think we may have overestimated the Bengals a little bit because to give up 7 sacks last week and then 6 sacks this week.
Yep.
And by the way, Marquette Parsons, that guy's a wrecking ball, and he's only going to get better. That guy, he completely changed the trajectory of that game yesterday, and credit to his skill set.
They're going to get Joe
Anyway, I
Burrow.
thoroughly enjoyed the weekend, and I appreciate you letting me share a few thoughts.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And, have a nice day.
You know what I learned? He told me that 0-2 is worse than 1-1. That's what Edward just told me. It was good. There were a lot of other good things there, but he did tell me that. No, there were really good points in there. Really good points. Ruben, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jeff and JJ. So I just wanted to, what do you call a very good game with the Lobos. That was not the main reason I called. The reason I called is that I also appreciate you calling the game. It was on My 50. It was really enjoyable to have. It's important to have a person that has knowledge and can call the game. To me, it's very important. And I've heard J.J. Buck, too, call girls. Anyway, that was my reason for calling. Good job.
Nice. I appreciate you, Ruben. Thank you very much for the kind words. I really appreciate it. See, every once in a while, to get one of those instead of a you suck. Thank you, Ruben. Appreciate it. It was fun.
I had to mute that game, actually.
Did you?
Saturday.
Was I brutal? Yeah. Was I brutal? All right, I got a lot of correspondence from you all. We got to get to that. 505-246-0610. That's the text line and the phone line. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. And how would this be for a headline? Bryson DeChambeau out with an eye injury. Oh, how'd he hurt his eye? Ducking under the ropes. What? That might have happened. Get to that when we get back as well. Who's watching your home? I hope it's the good guys and not the bad guys. The good guys watch my home. International Protective Service, IPS. You know the bad guys are out there. Property crime's up. Officer shortage continues. IPS is out there protecting our community. Back in 2006, Aaron Jones started International Protective Service, providing home security in Fort Hills. 16 years later, homeowners, business owners all over the Burque trust IPS to protect what they've worked so hard to build. Because Aaron's from here, he's passionate about making Albuquerque a safer and better place to live and work by watching your home or business with highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols. I've trusted them for years. I think you can as well. Give them a call. Find out what they can do for you. Committed to our city and your protection. IPS's number, 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together.
Sports Animal.
So you had so much over the weekend. By the way, best finish of the weekend. All right, so best finish of the weekend. Kyler Murray scoring on the last play of the game, the way he scored, Mighty Mousing around. Here I come to save the day. Right? Run around, scoring on the last play of the game. No time left. 2-point conversion, and then the way that ended. Okay, that's one. The Dolphins coming back and beating the Ravens the way they did. I said best of the weekend. Or App State with the Hail Mary to beat Troy and keep the miracle on the mountain going. It was App State.
It's App State.
Are you watching what's going on at Appalachian State?
Well, they're 2-1. So.
And their one loss was a overtime 69-67, where they should have beat Carolina in regulation. The guy fell on totally overthrew the extra point, the 2-point conversion. They're pretty
That was
special.
so good. The execution was unbelievable. It's what you want. You have players set up in front of where the ball is coming down because it's a ridiculously long pass. 50 yards in the air for the App State quarterback.
It was insane.
About 55 yards in the air, tipped down. App State player catches at the 5 and then runs it in the end zone.
Big wins over the weekend. Oregon beating BYU was big. Washington beating Michigan State was big. Texas A&M holding on at home after losing to App State. They've scored 17 points this week. I think, didn't they score, 14 the week before? They're struggling offensively, but they beat Miami 17-9. That was a big, big win for them. Florida bounces back and barely gets by South Florida, 31-28. Liberty almost got 19th ranked Wake Forest, but they didn't. 37-36. Wake was the winner there. Texas was down at halftime, or in the first half to UTSA, came back and beat the Roadrunners 41-20. So those are your storylines in college football over the weekend. And again, in the Mountain West, big win for Wyoming on Friday night because it did look like Air Force was the best team in this league. Wyoming is 3-1. By far their best win. They beat Air Force 17-14. In fact, JT, did you watch it at all? Wyoming outrushed Air Force 180 to 171. They're getting decent play from their quarterback, Andrew Peasley, who in that first game against Illinois looked like what are they doing? And then Titus Swin was really good.
It was a classic Wyoming performance in Laramie. Defensively, they locked in. It is so hard to outrush Air Force in any game. And they did that. Just unbelievable performance. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's the one you look at in the Mountain Division. You came in saying our Air Force is the best team, not in this division, in the conference. Okay. Can they still win it all? Yes. But that gives Boise State an advantage now because they don't have a conference last yet. There's only been 4 teams that have played each other. So it's so early. And the West is wide open, and
especially with Jake Haener now. I mean, with Jake Haener,
how is UNLV not the favorite in the West right now?
Wow. I mean, San Diego State really looks offensively challenged. Fresno State loses their captain on both sides of the football against USC. I think Fresno State is still the most complete team, but Hawaii is going to struggle. They go to Cruces next week, by the way. Hawaii does. Aggies have a chance next week. Aggies got beat 66-7 at Wisconsin. All right, text line 505-246-0610 says, John here, great sports weekend for me. My grandson's fall ball teams won. Dallas won. Notre Dame won. Dodgers beat the Giants. UNM beat UTEP. Yes. And El Dorado beat Clovis. See? How about Notre Dame? Did you see the last play of that game? Cal throws a Hail Mary, and the ball ends up on the kid's chest, laying on the ground, and he couldn't wrap his arms around it. Notre Dame holds on, gets Marcus Freeman his first victory. Text line, Tua was absolutely impressive, and with those weapons, he should be. He's got weapons, man. Waddle and Hill. Tell you what, this isn't just let him go manage it. This is let him chuck it around and see what he can do.
2 of those throws are really good. The Gesicki touchdown,
that was terrific.
And the last throw to Waddle is, that's top level, what you expect out of an NFL quarterback to win a game. Throwing to Tyreek Hill wide open down the field.
Well, but I expect the Baltimore defenders to be better than letting Tyreek Hill run past him late in the game.
Baltimore was so bad.
What the hell was going on? And they looked like they were running half speed. That was stunning to me.
You know what you're going to hear, too, a lot this week? Is he almost underthrew Hill twice.
Okay, but he didn't.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Sorry, Trey Lance did not play enough in college. The 49ers should not have game up so much to get him, says the text line. Now they did, and now they're back to Jim Garoppolo. Carson Wentz, it says, was good for the Colts, LOL. What are you going to do about your team-in-law? I mean, honestly, give me something to make you feel good about the Colts, because they're 0-1-1. They've played the Texans and the Jaguars.
They play the Chiefs at home next week.
Is that what they get next week?
Yeah.
Watch them beat the Chiefs.
Oh my!
Like, it makes no sense, right? Because football makes no sense.
Nope.
But there's no way, right?
There's no way.
This one's nuts. All right, going through this.
Think away.
You're right. This says, I'm watching the game and I'm thinking the Cardinals head coach. Oh, this was earlier in the day, early in the show. I said I was thinking it, and JJ tweeted it. You're watching the first half of Cardinals and Raiders. You're thinking Cliff Kingsbury's got to get fired. This team looks inept. They've got that guy, Kyler Murray. They're not throwing the ball to Marquise Brown. They're getting run out of Allegiant Stadium. And then they come back and win the game the way they did. Yeah. And all of a sudden, Cliff Kingsbury's getting more airtime and running around hugging dudes. So this says, you're right. I'm watching the game, and I'm thinking the Cardinals head coach or whoever calls plays is terrible. Kyler Murray is saving his butt.
And that is, especially on Saturdays and Sunday, I definitely try to be more active on the social media, just get things out there. And I don't like to tweet at halftime because games change.
But you did.
But that was one I did not think that the Raiders were going to fall on their face and kick a field goal in the second half and overtime.
What about Josh McDaniels and Derek Carr? How do they fall apart offensively? How do they stop playing? They didn't get the ball to Devontae Adams. They took their foot off the throttle, and they let a team who, I'm sorry, is not as good as the Raiders are. I think the Raiders are a good football team. They let them come in there and steal that in their crib, And look, I thought they made 7 defensive stops at the end. I didn't see the pass interference penalty that gave the gave the Cardinals a new set of downs. Remember when Kyler ran around and threw in the corner to Marquise Brown, and there was a holding on the far side? I thought that was a cheap call. But okay, all right. But they held him 7 times. And then on the 8th time, they just couldn't keep Kyler out of the end zone. I thought they were going to somehow hold on. This is going to be close, but not enough. And sorry, Cliffy, you're on the hot seat. Mighty Mouse just bailed him out. All right, this also says Denver head coach needs to get his head on straight. My rankings to finish is Kansas City Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. I feel they'll all win 10 games. Super Bowl picks before the season began: 49ers and Bills. How do you feel about your Broncos? They're 1-1. As Edward just told me, 0-2 is worse than 1-1. They win 16-9 at home, and they are struggling offensively.
Jerry Jeudy gets hurt.
Patrick
Surtain got hurt. Nathaniel Hackett doesn't know what he's doing. Like, it's not just coaches struggle, it's early. Like, there's no one in the state of Colorado that's a Broncos fan. There's no one on this earth that's a Broncos fan that trusts Nathaniel Hackett as a head coach. And there's nothing you can say to come in here. Be like, hey, it's early. All the excuse makers after the Seattle game. Don't go overboard. The dude's in over his head, and he looks lost on the sideline. And you have Mr. Unlimited, never going to rock the boat, Russell Wilson, that we could see a different side of Russell Wilson soon if Nathaniel Hackett doesn't figure out what a play clock is.
Well, he should go rock the boat a little bit. I mean, like, honestly, he may have to rock the boat. And once he rocks it, there's no one rocking, right?
Should they be, like, because they're 0-6 in the red zone in terms of scoring touchdowns.
It's a problem.
They've not scored a touchdown in 6 red zone
And
trips.
he's calling the plays, right?
Your running backs putting the football on the ground. Russell Wilson isn't making plays. And so you're sitting there screaming out Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon. Like, are any of these dudes actually any good? This looks terrible.
I think they are. Cortland Sutton's a pretty big, tall, strong receiver, right? Next up, they get the Niners Sunday night. Then they get the Raiders on the road. The Colts, who the hell knows what that is. And then the Chargers. And then the Jets, who look a lot better.
Well, and Nathaniel Hackett, we don't know these guys. Like, in terms of who is actually a good assistant, who's doing what. But, sometimes you really have to take a step back and think about, all right, what did a guy do? Remember the Peyton Manning coaching tree that came off when Peyton Manning was with the Broncos? And he had, like, Adam Gase and all these other guys getting opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, who are you buying?
So this is an Aaron Rodgers thing?
Yeah. It's like, are you buying Peyton Manning or the coach?
Yeah. Or what you see. Him and Aaron Rodgers evidently played cards together a lot.
Right. And then how did that work out for, was it Mike McCoy, Adam Gase, all these guys that were there when Peyton Manning was setting records for the Broncos, and then fell on their face? And it feels like this same thing. Like, oh, you coach with Aaron Rodgers. That's cool. Come on over.
You must be really good.
And it's like, was Nathaniel Hackett playing cards the entire game? Was he ever calling a play? Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers, did he just sit there and like, this is cool. I'm in the room with these guys.
All right. I'm going to phones when we get back. And then I'm going to hit your emails because you sent me a bunch of those. So I just went through the texts. I got a bunch of emails that we'll get as well. How's your car looking? Bad weather's coming. This is the time now to get your vehicle detailed, put a coat of wax on it, maybe even a ceramic coating. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing and have them come out and detail your vehicle. Before the weather gets bad, take care of it because you know the winter weather's coming. On the Spot Automotive Detailing takes care of my vehicle. They detail it inside, outside, under the hood, under the seats, around the tires and rims, and they come to me. Where it's convenient, when it's convenient. I don't know where they are. It doesn't matter. They know where I am, and that's what matters. They're done. You go outside. People are going, well, I want that too. You can have it by calling On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They also offer ceramic coating, which they apply by hand. Best way to protect your paint for years. They have paint corrections, sap removal, and they offer a 10% discount to our military. And this is a great gift, boys and girls. You're looking for that perfect gift that someone will love but won't maybe buy for themselves? call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. You can schedule online at otsdetailing.com. That's otsdetailing.com. Or give them a call at 505-859-2859. That's area code 505-859-2859.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
How about Bryson DeChambeau? I didn't know Liv was going on until you sent me the text yesterday.
I know, I was trying to be funny.
It was funny. I think, what's his name won? The Aussie that won the Open Championship.
Cameron Smith?
Thank you. Didn't he win Liv this weekend?
I don't know.
All I know is the highlight you showed me. It was the only highlight I saw the whole weekend. Would you like to share that with the people?
Bryson DeChambeau walking into a rope that his caddy was not holding up high enough, and then acting like he just got punched in the face.
So, you know, the ropes, so he kind of lifted it, but didn't lift it high enough, and caught him under the visor right in the eye. And then he
I'll
goes,
have to look it up.
Then he goes down like he got shot. Bryson DeChambeau out for the year. Eye injury. Oh, no, what happened, dude? Get hit with a ball? Like, I mean, what? Yeah. I was going under the ropes and took it in the face. Wow. Yeah, I had no idea Liv was going on this weekend. President's Cup is this coming weekend. I do know that. That'll be a good watch throughout. I mean, that's a little split screen or something. It's worth a watch, especially if it gets good on the final day. It's worth a watch. Lobos won 27-10 over the weekend against UTEP. They go to Baton Rouge to play LSU. I'll bet you want to talk about that, Rudy. How are you?
Yeah, it was a great weekend. You know, that it was really nice to bump into guys from the '82 team, the '97 team. I was a little kid in '62, so I didn't really know those guys. But over the years, I've gotten to know Bobby Santiago and Jim Ottman, of course. And you know, it was just really nice the way that whole weekend went. Seeing those guys and finally them getting some recognition. The only thing missing were some fans. And, you know, it's time to put the excuses away because there are no excuses. If you're making excuses up, time to soften your heart and go watch this team. What Danny did to get those guys rings was really a tremendous gesture. You know, it doesn't matter how much he spent, and it's nobody's business.
That's
but
right.
for him to do that, you could see the look on those guys' faces putting those rings on.
Yep, and I think it shows who Danny is, and if you have any doubt, is he genuine? And every once in a while I get this text that is he too rah-rah for you? Like he said the other day, I don't care. I don't care, and I love that he doesn't care because I believe that he firmly loves this place. Okay, and he grew up here. He grew up in the program. He wants to bring the program back and beyond. And so if you doubt his genuineness, what's the word I'm looking for? His authenticity, sincerity. You should not. You may not like whatever it is he's selling, and that's fine. But there is no doubt to the sincerity about how he feels about this place, this program, and what he wants to do around here.
Yep. Well, somebody told me one time, and they were a Lobo fan, and they said, I don't go to the games because there's too many bad memories. Well, we're making good memories. I mean, that was a
crazy reason not to go
against a very experienced offense. UTEP won 7 games last year. Mm-hmm. They have pretty much everybody back, and I was just super impressed with how relentless and hard-hitting this defense is. And if for no other reason, go watch that. You guys want to see good defense? Go see that. The offense is coming together. They're getting better. If they can just punch some holes for these running backs, then the passing game's going to take off. And I think they're going to keep working on it because I watched Lensmeyer the whole game. And after every offensive series, he's back there and he's coaching them up. And once these guys get assignment sound, then I think they can start playing faster. And that's all that's missing. And it's the hardest thing to build is an offensive line. That is the hardest thing in football because all 5 guys have to act as one, and if they don't, there's missed assignments, there's problems.
Yeah, no, they got to get better offensively. All right, no, I'm glad you had fun out there. It's good to see you. And
meanwhile, the only team that hasn't given up a touchdown in the first half of 3 games this year in college football is Michigan. They have a heck of a defense.
Yeah, they're really
good. We'll see what happens this week with the Maryland Terrapins coming into Ann Arbor.
Here comes Loxley in that offense.
100-point offense. Yep, 100 points he's going to score against Michigan. Can't wait to see that.
See you, Rudy. They better put up another digit on that scoreboard.
Can't wait to say Michigan play a college football team.
That's right. Now, it's going to get a little different this weekend. Yeah,
Hawaii and UConn.
And Colorado State.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who they beat. Now, I mean, they beat Colorado State, Hawaii, and UConn. Now it's going to get, here comes Loxley in that offense. John, good morning to you.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good. I have a theory, if you want to call it that. I'm with Rudy. He's a great friend of mine. I've known him for years, and we did tailgated together and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about UNM football, like I mentioned last week, where we used to get a bus, and my dad would take me and my brothers and all his friends from Joe Bill's Red Lion Inn, and we'd all go to Lobo football games, and it was a thing to do on Saturdays. But with the growth of Albuquerque, I believe this may be a thing that where people are moving into this area between Santa Fe and Belen, and there's millions of people, I guess 1.2, 1.3 million people.
Mm-hmm.
They're all transplants. They just don't. They're not endeared.
That's right.
To New Mexico football, the University of New Mexico.
Yeah.
They're all transplants, and we're dying out. I mean, like me, I was going to with Bill. Rudy Feldman was coach, and we're going to all the games, and I tell my neighbors, I'm Rocky Long, and my neighbor go, well, I'm Freddie Henry. Those are great Lobos from the past. I just think that the history, the people that move in, they're not endeared to New Mexico football.
No, I think that's right. There's something to that.
Not endeared to the university.
Yeah.
They come from all over the country, and they're just not into it, and it's just changed. The sociological thing has just changed.
Yeah, I think
that's why there's no fans.
Yeah, no, and John, appreciate the call because it's a really interesting call. So I think UNLV experiences that, right? It's a really transient area. What's the history? What draws you there? I think pro sports, when you go to an area, pro sports, you'll become a fan of the professional team. People who are moving in, whether it's to work at Intel or work in the movie business or television business or whatever it is, what is it that's going to draw them there? And I think there's something to that, right? College athletics, it's your team, it's what you grew up with, it's your alma mater, and so many graduates are leaving. I think there's something to that. Now, look, do I enjoy going to the games? I do. I never don't have a good time out there. I always run to people I enjoy, have fun with. But I don't think that theory's completely flawed. Do you?
No, things evolve. Communities evolve. And then you just have to figure out how to keep chipping away, how to get people interested. All right, where did you come from? What are your allegiances? Do you like college athletics? Do you want to start rooting for this team now, the area that you're in? The base is 15,000.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, here's what I'm not going to do today. And I know you sent me a few of them. I'm going to take a day off on beating up on the attendance. I know that's where everybody, well, not everybody, so many of you want to go. To me, there was just too much positive that came out of it. I'm taking a day off. Pardon me. I got your attendance emails. I'm just not reading them today. Because I don't know that there's anything new and anything constructive to it. And so we'll get there another day. But I've got a bunch to read to you. I'm just not reading those. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers.
All right, we're going to go to the phones and wrap this thing up. We've talked about a lot of the NFL games. And are you concerned the Broncos are 1-1, but are you concerned? Now, but there is one we've not talked about, right? And I'd be a little concerned. Don't we ram it around this place anymore? I mean, I'm a little concerned about the Rams. They kind of get lost. It's been a hectic morning, huh? So the Rams hold on and beat the Atlanta Falcons 31-27. Open up a big lead and watch Marcus Mariota storm back behind his new favorite receiver, Drake London. Stafford threw 2 interceptions, 3 touchdowns. A little concerned about the Rams? Jim Garoppolo's back, the Ram killer.
They're not as unflappable as last year.
That's true.
We expected. I don't know if people expected them maybe look this sloppy, but it's all a Super Bowl hangover. Now that it's past that now.
Yeah, they're sloppy.
I think the Falcons.
I think they took their foot off the
are
throat.
going to be a thorn in the side of a lot of teams.
Okay.
But when your get right game almost gets you,
yeah,
refocus you a little bit for the week.
If the Rams would have lost that game, they'd be the biggest loser of the weekend.
Yes.
Right?
They were in control of that game until the fourth quarter.
All right. 505-246-0610. Mud, good morning. How you living?
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's
How
up,
are you
Mud?
guys?
Good. How you living?
I'm doing good, man. Very good weekend. This weekend, Lobo, of course, I was there. It was a very good game from start to finish. I couldn't complain anymore. This thing with I promised I wasn't going to talk about it, but who cares what the attendance is, man? Who cares? Just go to the game. If you're going to go to the game, go root for the Lobos, and that'll be it. And maybe in the next couple years, you'll see it full again like it was in the past. You can't take baby steps, man. You can't just have everybody just fall into the season and say, well, they're going to win all their games and stuff because that's what people want to see as winning. But other than that, man, good win for the Lobos.
Yep.
I expect them to do good against LSU, and Cowboys won too. So good weekend, man.
Glad you enjoyed it, man. Enjoy those. See, there's someone who decided, all right, I'm going to be a sports fan. I'm going to enjoy when my teams win. How about that? Dan told me he had to flip the channel because the Lobo football was hard to watch. He'd had enough. There were, quite frankly, more intriguing games on the tube. All right. That's why the good Lord invented the remote control, right?
Yes.
Did you stick around and watch the Broncos in Seattle? Was that more entertaining to you? I'm Texas, yeah. Broncos and Texans. Was that 3-3 slugfest for 3 quarters between the Buccaneers and the Saints way better? Just asking. Garcia says Maine equals UTEP? Question mark, Jeff. I split my Fitty screen with Maine versus Boston College. Wow. Thought I was watching the same contest. Black Bears, surprisingly stout D, did their best trying to keep them in the game, waiting for an inept turnover-prone offense to do something. They finally wore down. Boston College scored late to pull away. I think it was 34-17, JJ. Maine played with Boston College. Didn't both coaches, Cliff Kingsbury and Mike Price, promise improved production this season? 35 and 43 points through 3 games isn't going to cut it in college football. See what he's doing there? Okay.
There's like a Super Bowl ramet we got going on.
Yeah. Is that all right? You not like ramet in the background? I mean, I can lose it. Lars said, the curse of the New Mexico Bowl, Jeffy. There's only one force in the universe strong enough to explain the mess I saw from the Miners in University Stadium Saturday night. Okay. Lobo Hobo says, thank you. Nope, I'm not doing it. How about where they put the UTEP band, though? Do you see them all the way in that upper far?
I didn't notice that for a second. I'm like,
Did you
what?
not? No, we're noticing that before the game. So they put them, the UTEP band in that highest up top on the southeast side. And then, like, as the game started, they moved down.
They're
And
like,
there was
wait a second, there's no one here.
And there was like
Let's go
one
down.
usher, one dude in a red shirt trying to keep them out. No, you can't. And they're like, scram. Like, what are we taking someone's seats? And they moved down. But they put them in the highest, hottest, upstairs, stay in the sun the longest, stare in the sun.
Band. Band, man.
Then their band's pretty good, man. They were pretty good.
We still have 2 more NFL games tonight.
Yeah, we do. How about that? Who plays tonight? I forgot.
The Titans and Bills.
Yeah.
And the Vikings versus Eagles.
Vikings tonight. It's a big one for the Purples. 2 of the kind of here they come teams in the National Football League. The Eagles, many people pick them to win their division. The Vikings, many people pick them to win their division. This is kind of a nice early season game. You like your team tonight?
I do.
All right. Viking. What's the spread on that?
Eagles minus 2.5.
We played that all the way out, bro.
Yeah.
Eagles minus 2.5.
I want to get over this Kirk Cousins in primetime thing, so I hope he plays well tonight.
He's already broken that seal.
I know, and people—that's what still people are hanging on to.
Whatever.
The Eagles owned him in primetime. I'm
He's
like,
broken
okay,
that
dude.
seal. Nah, he's fine. I think he's all right. Rod says, #1 recruiting class, Jefferson. I think the recruiting of Jimmy Garoppolo might have been the most important move all offseason, putting the 49ers at the top of the list. It might have been. I mean, that might be, right?
They didn't have to do anything. They just sat there and teams were like, yeah, we don't want to pay this guy that much money. Oh, you never released him. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you restructured his contract.
Oh, and he's staying right where he is. Captain Handsome to the rescue. Here I come to save the day.
It's a Jimmy Garoppolo only fits in San Francisco.
Is that right?
No one wanted him.
Do you think nobody wanted him or nobody wanted him at that price?
No one was willing to acquire him at that price.
Yeah.
But yet,
I think Seattle wanted him.
Jimmy, I don't think so.
I think they did, but okay.
I bet the 49ers feeling good, really, really good right now.
Well, of course. Of course.
Having him.
Because if they wanted to get rid of him, they would have done what Cleveland did, and they never did.
Oh, yeah, but that was the Cleveland situation was flat out untenable. There was no way you can keep him around. The way that went down, the way they replaced him, the way they talked about him, the way he talked, there was no way that was going. Plus, Baker Mayfield didn't have nearly the success in Cleveland that Jim Garoppolo's had in San Francisco. And I'm just going to tell you, man. I mean, I thought Baker was going to get a resurrection in Carolina. He looks horrible. He looks horrible.
Backup Baker Mayfield. That's the trajectory for him.
I mean, he's going to get Matt Rule fired, or Matt Rule's going to get him fired, or
Matt Rule's going to get himself fired.
Yeah, that's a mess down there. And they got some weapons on that offense. They should be better. They should be scoring points. Baker looks horrible.
Backup Baker.
They lose
What's
to the
next?
Giants. Gopher said, concerned about UTEP, Jeff. When the Miners struggled to get 20 on the board at the Sun Bowl against a club, Wisconsin, would have hung 80 on, or could have hung 80 on New Mexico State. If something's wrong. P.S. I can't wait to hear from what he's calling now Roadkill. Jerry Kill scheduled to be with us tomorrow at 7:15. He's out of those first 4 games. He's just said he wanted to get through those first 4, right? Well, he got through. They're 0-4. Bad Street says, now that Sean is back, Jeff, because Sean called this morning. It's been a month.
The
2
Jets
months,
fan.
a
I
year.
mean, as he should.
He says, maybe there's hope that one day we'll once again hear from one-time one-time legendary colors like JB, not my Mondo, not your Mondo, our Mondo, Red Raider Troy, and Jeffrey. It's been a minute. We lost, it's been a minute since we've heard from a few people. Football tends to bring a lot of people back. Omar's in on the Dallas Cowboys. All credit goes to Coach Jones. Jeff, remember how you used to take little digs? They are the Alice Cowboys because there is no D? Yeah, I remember. Can you admit the NFL's $8 million franchise might be the best defense in the league? I'll admit they're a really good defense. I think Tampa Bay's is really good. I'll admit they're a really good defense. But, yeah, you weren't with us during COVID when we were doing the show from home, and they were giving up 100 million points a week. Yeah, I called them the Alice Cowboys. There was no D in Dallas. I did that. Thanks to Danny Gonzalez. He was with us today. Global football coach. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. Then you get 2 Men On. Comes your way at 4 o'clock today. You want to come back tomorrow morning and do award-winning radio at starting 7 a.m. tomorrow?
Yes.
2 Monday night games, y'all.
2 Monday night games.
Tuesday quarterback.
Do we have them on our radio station this morning or tonight?
Believe so.
All right. We are your home for the National
Because
Football.
it's Isotopes off day.
Yeah.
That's why once Isotopes finish their season, you get all the night games.
All right. Well, great job, A-Marie. Good luck to you and the Vikings tonight.
Thank you.
I know it's a big purple day in your house. Adrian, great work. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.